Yeah, this is Bang Bang Ray Hill. Please like and subscribe. Just talking about Bobby Cummins and, and Mr. Herbert. Do you like that podcast? The two gangsters of London? Really? Oh my God! I mean, I know Bobby Cummins has done a few things in his life, but I mean, as far as gangsters are concerned, Bobby says he's not a gangster. He's a criminal, and he's a paid criminal. And Mr. Herbert, he's a criminal. He's a gangster. He makes me laugh. He really makes me laugh. He's a lad, isn't he? But he's done what he's done. He's got good views. He's got 3 million views on Lad Bible on his other one. He's got 2 million views on this one, but he does make me laugh. I mean, I remember doing an interview with him telling about when you knocked holes in the cell floor and put your nails in and your wedges and all that game. And then he brings it up on here. It's on his podcast, but it is what it is. He's good. He's good at what he does. He tells a good story. It is a story and all. But anyway, fair play to him. He's got, I think he's got 2 million views, him and Bobby Cummins already. But I think they could have picked a couple of better gangsters than that. There's a lot more gangsters around London doing the podcast rather than them two. But that is life. That is how it is. I mean, has anybody watched it out there? Has anybody watched Bobby Cummins and Marvin Herbert podcast? When I watched it, I got a laugh because it's mad. It's crazy. But as I said, fair play to them. They got good views on it, and they must be the only two gangsters in London that they could pick, and they picked the right ones. But I know quite a few bad gangsters in London. They could have picked and told stories, but maybe sometimes Lad Bible don't like to hear too much gangsterism or too much villainy. Mind you, on Herbert's first podcast on Lad Bible, he went all over the top with bazookas and handguns and machetes and AK-47s and all this sort of thing. And I don't think Marvin's been in prison. I think he got 5 years for some. I don't know what he got 5 years for, but I think he got 5 years. I think Marvin should have a talk. He's lovely, man. I love him to death. Yeah, but he's entitled to get back on Facebook. He's good at what he does. He's good for the kids. I mean, that's where he's good. I mean, for the kids, he does try his hardest for the kids. I mean, he wants to see kids off the streets and all that game, all that knife crime. And so is my mate, Mr. Ellis. He's very good, and people should stand by these people that are trying to get in that Paul stand by. They're all them people trying to get kids off the streets with knife crime. But knife crime, I don't think will ever get off the streets. It is what it is. It's not an epidemic. It's just a fear factor, isn't it? It's a fear factor. You've got so many people coming from different countries into this country. Knives is just the way of their life, and they're carrying knives, and that's all it is to it. Since the government's opened the borders for these people to come across, Libyans and all that, and them sort of people to come across, and I mean, it's a knife-wielding country, and it's never going to stop. The only way they've gone too far now, the government let them into the country, and knife crime's never going to stop. It is what it is, and they just walk around with knives because that is their country. That is their country. This country, you don't, and they do in that country, so they don't take a lot of notice because the law in this country on illegal immigrants and then people, they just do what they want to do. They do what they want to do. And Marvin and the other fellas should have brought up on that. Should have come on that really about that really more so than anything. I think about gangsterism. I mean, these kids that come over now, they're more gangsterism than anybody. I mean, they've got it together. They're selling drugs. Police can't catch them. They're selling all sorts of drugs. The police can't catch them, and they're killing people. Eyes are winking. Police can't catch them. They're the gangsters. They're the gangsters. Not really us. We're the old gangsters. And it did show a bit on Lad Bible, But try and I mean, you've got to listen to it. You've got to listen to it. Bobby Cummins and Marvin Herbert. I mean, it's a bit silly. It's a bit silly. But as you said, they should have bought this. What's happening now with knife crime and gun crime in this country, and it's about illegals and it's about all the people that are coming over. They are the proper gangsters, mate. They are the proper gangsters. There's people in this country like the Albanians, like the Russians, and all these people that are coming over. You think we're gangsters? We ain't gangsters, mate. They're all army trained. They all come over here from the army, mate. They're army trained. We're just kids to them. We're just kids to them. They should be on the podcast. if they got on the podcast, they're fighting the life out of people. They get about 100 million views. You know what I mean? But they're the ones really. They're the ones really that should be on a podcast. But obviously they won't get on it. They ain't going to start talking about this, that, and the other like we do, because we ain't real gangsters, really, are we? You know what I mean? Anyway, listen to Marvin Herbert and Mr. Cummins, OBE, and all. You know, I mean, come on, you're getting it for guns. You're going in prison, shoot people, and you come out and get OBE. Fantastic, mind you, he did help us out. He did help us out a lot on lots of things when he got out, and you should check it out. Yeah, Bobby Cummins, and you know, he's entitled to get a lot more of what he gets. But Mr. Herbert, I've been told that they've just nicked his car, and they've just nicked his place or his flat or whatever. Just took it off him. So that's the Kinahan's born that he done it. I don't know, but it could be a lot of things other than that. I don't know. The Kinahans are proper people. You don't muck about with them, mate. They're a proper company. They're a big company, and you can't muck about with them. Anyway, listen, this is Bang Bang Radio. Please press the like button and subscribe. And good evening, and have a nice day. Yeah, bye bye. Have a good nice evening, and again, don't get too drunk.